Commitment, determination, and above all, positive attitude that we can seriously assist to improve public service performance.
The problem perhaps is to keep pace with the captain of the ship, who continues to inspire greater commitment and strong leadership through such policy dialogues. Abdunjai, GRTS.
Well, highlights of the closing ceremony of the 7th Cabinet Retreat in Kanilai will air at 10:30 tonight. The first meeting of the National Assembly in the 2013 legislative year has ended after deputies unanimously agreed to adjourn the House sine die. Mamadou Diallo reports the adjournment debate gave lawmakers the platform to express their views on various issues affecting their electorate.
On the completion of business at the last sitting of each meeting, the majority leader, the minority leader, or in their absence, any other members. Any members shall move the motion for the adjournment of the Assembly sine die. Provision 696 reads, during the debate on the motion on the adjournment of the Assembly, no member shall speak for more than 15 minutes, except that the Speaker may at his own or her own discretion allow the member of the motion extra time for his or her reply.
The motion for adjournment was moved by the Honorable Majority Leader and Member for Serekunda East, Fabakary Tombong Jatta, who thanked his colleagues for performing their duties efficiently and effectively. According to him, 4 reports were tabled before them, whilst 4 bills and 4 motions were ratified by the House. Honorable Jatta dispelled what he called the incorrect notion people have about the National Assembly.
And those sitting here as members are entrusted by their various constituencies, the citizens of their constituencies, to represent them, to sit here on their behalf as per the 1997 Constitution, with duties and responsibilities to carry out.
He also said that they will always frown on mismanagement of public funds, whilst urging Gambians to cherish and jealously guard the peace and stability in the country. The motion was seconded by Honorable Babukar Fadera of King Central, who was visibly angered by a recent newspaper article which accused immigration officials at Senoba of issuing laissez-passer for money. Honorable Fadera described the allegations as serious, saying they can tarnish the image of the immigration and undermine Senegal-Gambian relations.
There is not even an iota of truth to these allegations. The reality on the ground is that there is a growing cooperation between various youth groups in the Gambia and the Senegal, working together, sharing their experiences in tackling some of the common problems affecting the youth man.
The independent member for Upper Flood West, Honorable Omar Tob, took issues with GRTS, saying the national radio is not accessible in the provinces where people depend largely on it for news and information.
If you pass Kalaji, you don't have any coverage of GRTS anymore, the radio I mean. And I think some of my colleagues at the provinces can bear me witness on that. Only for those in Basse, because there's a radio station in Basse. Those people, they have the signal, they can enjoy it. But between Foni to Upper Fladu, you don't have any coverage of the radio. And people are relying on this radio station to make sure that they get the information that is coming from the Gambia.
This concern was said by Honorable Demba Sambu of Nyani.
The people of Nyani and the surrounding are not enjoying GRTS signals. I'm talking about the TV. Anytime I go to Nyani, they approach me that they are not seeing any activities in the government, in the National Assembly, in anything on GRTS, because they don't have signal. There is electricity, and a good number of them are able to buy or bought television, but the television is just in their houses. They could not have signal to watch.
The minority leader and member for Nyamina Dankungu, Honorable Samba Diallo, wondered why the voice of the minority in the House is not given equal airtime by GRTS as his colleagues from the ruling party.
Because it's hardly you see the voice of the minority popularized during proceeding. Everybody can be my witness. And then I believe our voice also is very important to the nation.
Honorable Pamalik Cisse of Lower Salem went as far as calling for a full broadcast of assembly sittings on television. He also called on the authorities to strictly enforce the regulations on rent to rein in greedy landlords.
We are receiving monthly salary. If I come to your compound for rent, you're asking me 6 months, and I'm not receiving month in advance. How would I be able to pay 6 months in advance? I think that is a case for concern. It has been said last time by the majority leader, but I think that it needs to be re-emphasized again, so that the landlords will be able to feel the pain that the tenants are feeling. Because it's very difficult nowadays in this country to have a rent compound.
Honorable Mam Cherno Jallow of Opanyomi said community radio stations should complement GRTS by relaying the news to the people. Whilst Honorable Ablai Sen of Banjul South defended GRTS against criticism, urging the Assembly to come to the aid of the national broadcaster. Honorable Sen also could not digest the political situation in Banjul and suggested that the idea of independent candidates be abolished, saying people should belong to political parties. On the issue of inflation, Honorable Fode Jallow of Nyamina East described the situation as confusing and urged the Gambia Revenue Authority to engage all stakeholders in order to control the rising price of basic commodities. In a rather passionate speech, Honorable Bora Mas of Kiang East fiercely opposed attempts by some NGOs to stop FGM, insisting that as a health worker, he has not seen any health risk associated with the practice.
And I'm speaking for all the health workers to hear and challenge me with this one. If there's a problem, after conducting a drill for 200 women, you cannot identify a health or complicated problem that is as a result of somebody going on FGM. This is why she have that. Let them eat their monies, but let them be careful. Let them be careful.
Honorable Lawin Jarama of Nyamina West appealed to the authorities concerned to provide a vehicle to Jarang Police Station, and also spoke of his desire to see the establishment of a major health center in the 3 Nyaminas. The debate also saw several other interventions on various issues ranging from education, agriculture and health to security and civic education. The Deputy Speaker of the House, Honorable Fatumbai, later put the motion for adjournment before deputies, and it was unanimously approved. Mamadou Jallow, GRTS.
Now, as the Gambia prepares to join the rest of the world in observing World Malaria Day, the National Malaria Control Program has briefed journalists on the progress made, challenges and the way forward in the global fight against malaria. Louis Mendy was there for GRTS, and he reports journalists as news disseminators have a crucial role to play in combating the mosquito-borne disease, blamed for millions of deaths despite the colossal sums of money pumped in by institutions and governments to contain malaria.
This year's theme for the World Malaria Day is Invest in the Future to Defeat Malaria. The slogan portrays the growing global pledge by governments and institutions to prevent and possibly eliminate a disease responsible for the loss of millions of lives across the globe, predominantly in Africa. The World Malaria Day, observed on the 25th of April each year, is therefore an occasion to harmonize global, regional, and country-level advocacy efforts to maintain the progress in prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and control of malaria. It is also a day when the world is reminded about the suffering the disease continues to impact on people, despite the billions of dollars made available by donors and governments to contain it. A press briefing convened for journalists by the National Malaria Control Program ahead of this day was meant to expose them of the progress made, challenges, and the way forward in the global fight against the disease. Journalists as news disseminators have a crucial role to play in combating the menace. Found in all parts of the world after the Second World War, the mosquito-borne disease is blamed for the arrest of millions of lives, most of them children under the age of 5.
The theme this year is Invest in the Future and Defeat Malaria. And why this particular theme? You may wish to know that Africa as a continent bears 90% of the malaria burden. And I think